Well, here we are in Malaysia, the capital, Kuala Lumpur, and the Twin Towers. Stainless steel metropolis, once the tallest buildings in the world. Consumerism now dominates the world. The planet is on its way to catastrophic destruction. There is only one species on the planet that is doing what it's doing. The human being is slowly destroying the beauty of this natural phenomena, the planet Earth. Let me take you round and show you what we are doing to our beautiful planet. Also a note to say, there are some very beautiful women that are looking to be somewhere else other than here. An opportunity for all. The whole of this building complex has only one word that it talks about when you are here, and that is world consumerism. According to most people of the world, without consumerism, the planet dies. After all, we've all got to live. We've all got to earn a living. Well, I say to you, what we're doing to the planet will be its day of judgment. You need to wake up tomorrow morning and cut your consumerism by half. The European Union is supposed to be a model to the world to join as one people. But as you travel around Europe, the countryside is now becoming derived of humans. The farms are not being farmed. Why? Well, it's simply easier to grab the food from someone else, another country. But whether you drink a cup of tea and it costs you 2 cents or $20, the cup of tea will almost be the same, except the cheaper it probably is, the more natural it probably is. I just take you to look you up the Twin Towers before I take you inside to show you how people spend their money. After all, how many pairs of shoes can we wear at one time? How many shirts? How many pairs of jeans can we put on to walk the streets? How many t-shirts do we need to feel happy? The clothing industry is one of the biggest pollutants of the planet. The clothing industry is so damaging to the planet, and yet I ask you another. Walk into your own wardrobe and ask yourself, do you really need all of those clothes? Get a piece of paper and a pen and just roughly work out each item you purchase, how much it costs and how much that can go towards your day-to-day living. I say to people also, you need to go back to the farms. You really do need to repopulate the countryside in many European states. After all, places like Romania, Spain, France, the list is endless. Dormant, beautiful houses where you can live like a human. Find yourself a beautiful wife, or a wife that you get on well with, and enjoy life. Don't consume. Here, the recycling bank. Paper, cans, bottles and others. Do you really believe that they actually sort them? The only thing they sort is probably the metal that has value. High quality brands at high quality prices, not only to those that purchase those high quality brands, but huge costs to the environment. People tried to copy those brands, and then those copies are confiscated around the world and crushed and disposed of in landfill, because we're all striving to be that little bit more, should I say, glamorous. But the most glamorous thing about people is their natural self. We go in to hospitals to have plastic surgery and Botox, and then we walk in to the fashion brands of the world. We want to be different. But in the end, is it we want to be different, or we want to show off? We want people to think we are something, but we're not. Because in the end, we are pretty much all the same. Here, there are floor after floor after floor of consumerism. Consumerism. Be as one with your family, your children, your quiet business. Love those around you, but walk away from those that don't love you. New children, young, but in a few years' time, will either turn to be good planetarians or bad. Consumerism has grasped them and made them be another item on the planet, which simply is destroying it. I'm going to keep quiet for a minute and just let you gaze at this. Sometimes when I watch people walk out from certain designer shops and other shops, they're buying a small item, yet the packaging alone is 3 times as much as the item they've purchased. Yes, there are very beautiful women here and very beautiful people, but all being educated to spend, spend, spend. A small apartment in this city could cost you $300,000 or $400,000. I was speaking in a meeting yesterday, and one of the gentlemen said, but today it's normal to have a 30-year mortgage when you get to 35 or 40 years old. Well, by the time you finish paying the mortgage, you're almost dead. Then they point out the fact that those apartments, you only own the right to live in them for a short period of time, and then they are no longer yours. You can buy a farm in Europe for as little as 10 or 15,000 euros. You own the ground. Your family can inherit the ground for eternity. Here, as you look out, there are so many just apartment blocks, in which you only, as I say, purchase the right to live in for a short period of time. This is a plastic Christmas tree. Then I'm going to take you into the gardens behind the Twin Towers. And I'd like you to see whether you can spot a bird, a duck, a fly, anything at all which constitutes something which is living other than a human. There are also half-built skyscrapers here that dominate the landscape. Some of them are half-built for years upon years, and those people that are living the dream of their one-bedroom flat look out to a demolition site. I'll take you up and show you the towers again. Domination of stainless steel, glass and concrete, all created by man by mining the world's resources so that we can go up and up and up. Yes, of course, it's impressive, but it's for the function of consumerism. I'm going to take you round now in a minute to the Four Seasons Hotel. Another huge skyscraper. The rooms are the same, they're all clinical. Once again I ask you, can you spot the birdie? Can you look up into the sky and see the kites, the crows, the rooks, even down to a little pigeon? I think the answer to that question is no. Last night I went to one of the poorer areas of Kuala Lumpur to open up the bins, rubbish bins, in which to look for flies. I know this might sound strange, but there was rotting stuff in the bins and I couldn't find anything. No fly, nothing. I go out to the gardens and I could not even find a butterfly. Nothing. Well, now as I walk across to the Four Seasons, I'll let you glaze at the glazing. And then to quickly look at the landscape around. Domination of skyscrapers. Let's walk across and have a look inside. Well, here we are. As you would expect, just outside are the fancy cars. After all, do remember that most cars can only be driven by one person at one time. In other words, the car, in most cases, is just for a single person or family. And think about the car's journey, not where it came from, where it drove from, but all of the components that make up a car for one person in which to use and dominate for their own family. Here, of course, again, it's all about showing that you're the poshest person. You're the person that has got the most money. You're the person that fundamentally is consuming more than the next. You're the person who will probably go in and have bin soup, made, of course, from sharks all the way around the world. Air conditioning. The air conditioning units across the world are being, should I say, using the world's resources in a massive way. Marble and granite, massive chandeliers, and of course, beautiful women. And of course, we've got to have, again, in this hotel, consumerism. The more that's in your wardrobe, the more you look as if you are rich, the more you can show off, but the more you damage the planet. So we started off at the Twin Towers, which consumes massively every day. There are people making deals, buying and selling from across the world, trying to purchase it at the cheapest price and sell it at the most expensive. Each time they do that, they are crippling a farmer, or they are crippling a country. Let's say today a country is producing cocoa beans, but of course the big nationals want them cheaper. So what do? They go to another country and they say that they produce it at a cheaper rate. Well, of course, they go from one country to another country. They devastate the lives of the farmers, but they were purchasing off, but couldn't do it so cheaply because, of course, they wanted to make extra profits. Well, this is almost my journey's end of the Twin Towers. But just to say to you once more, get up tomorrow morning and decide to actually purchase half of what you were the day before, and do that for the rest of your life, and the planet may survive without the special promotions for Christmas.